In the American media recently there was information that Trump would like to finish the war till the 4th of July, the Independence Day of the US. Considering your previous statements that the most problematic issues need to be solved with Putin, should it mean that before that you may meet with Putin before the 4th of July? Is it a question to me? Right. Thank you for the question. So, as for the 4th of July, the United States or President Trump would like to finish the war, I can only support this initiative. And as it was mentioned, if it was mentioned by the President of the US, it's new for me. However, now the information is changing really quickly. Today we are meeting for the whole day, so I didn't know anything about the 4th of July. In any case, during the negotiations in Abu Dhabi and also Switzerland, yes, Ukraine and the US raised the issue that there is the wish and vision from the United States of America to finalize this war as quickly as possible. Ukraine has always supported the quickly, as we always say today, fast track about EU and fast track about the end of the war. We support that. And it's not about fast track connected with giving away part of our territories.
From Estonia, Delphi, please. Please raise your hand till the assistants can see you. Yes, thank you.
Good evening, Herman Kelamets from Delphi. Question to the Estonian Prime Minister. President Zelensky has been clear that he wants Ukraine to join the EU by 2027. Is that at all possible, yes or no? And what could the EU do to make that happen? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the question. Today is Estonian National Independence Day, so congratulations to everybody, even to journalists. But we get along well. Yes or no? Yeah. Yes or no? Absolutely yes. Because I'm in an opinion, probably everybody shares, that Ukraine's future is in EU. That is an absolute fact, and sooner the better. The year mentioned is 2027, but I know that as the enlargement is merit-based, it will need that, for example, if we will have some kind of political decision that in the meantime, Ukraine should meet all the conditions, because right now, under the fire, under the Russian bullets, Ukraine has done a lot of reforms. This is not just saying that we want to be in EU, but Ukraine has changed to come to EU. So my admiration to President Zelensky and everybody in Ukraine. You are always welcome to EU, and the sooner the better, and EU will be stronger, not only Ukraine. This is a security guarantee also for us, not only to Ukraine. Thank you.
Please, TV2, Denmark.
Thank you. For Mr. President Zelensky. You hear EU leaders say again and again that Ukraine is giving their lives for European safety, yet they can't even decide on a loan. How disappointed are you in the EU and the lack of direct action at the moment?
No, we have, thank you for your question. No, we have the decision about 90 billion. It was very difficult. But first of all, it was very difficult for allies who are on our side totally, because the unity had to, the allies needed unity to support this decision. But I'm very thankful to partners. They found this possibility and to provide us 90 billion. And today, by the way, Roberta Metsola, she signed it in Euro Parliament. Also the document about 90 billion. We know who is blocking. The Hungarians blocked it, but we had today conversation, and Ursula von der Leyen, she's the president of Commission, she said to me, I will not now speak about it for everybody, but she said to us that she, in any way, it was a decision of 27, and that's why the decision can't be changed. And she said that she will find instruments to provide this decision. And Ukraine, in spring, will have this money, first tranche from this 90 billion.
Next question, please. Finnish Broadcasting Company. Can you raise your hand? Thank you.
Hello, it's actually MTV News from Finland, Valtteri Kykkänen. Question for President Zelensky. There has been some speculation or talk in the media that at some point Europe needs to re-establish direct lines of communication with the Russian leadership. What do you think about this, and who would be the right person to do that in time? Thank you.
Alex, maybe you want to.
That was not an answer. So the question was who should represent.
But Finnish journalists, maybe you.
No, I think among European leaders we have spoken ad infinitum about how we in Europe should have skin in the game. Now, two things that are very different from last year. The first one is that we are having peace negotiations in earnest, which did not take place previously. We now have documentation, and we have just been briefed in detail by the President. And the second difference is that Europe is now paying for the war. And that, I think, gives Europe skin in the game. But whoever or however we are represented, it needs to be something that's coordinated. And of course, President Zelensky decides on that.
Would appreciate very much if the questions are distributed evenly between leaders. Next question, please, from RUV, Iceland. Can you raise your hand, please?
Thank you. This is for Prime Minister Frostadóttir Kristrún. Iceland has, up until now, supported every package of sanctions that the EU has ratified, 19 in total now. How disappointed are you that the 20th has not been ratified, and what needs to be done? And a quick question to President Zelensky. How can small countries like Iceland best ensure that their support has the most impact when it comes to Ukraine? Thank you so much.
I don't know if this disappointment is on behalf of the EU or Iceland. I mean, I think we have to put in perspective that regardless of how much more Europe could have done, it's doing an immense amount. And I think it's tremendous how large these sanction packages are, and they're becoming bigger and bigger at every point. So I have full belief that we will continue to go forward with this. We can also see that it's really impacting and lacerating the Russians. And this is one of the biggest discussions we've had here, that they need to be broken even further. So I don't want to frame it as a disappointment. This is just something that we need to carry on with. And Iceland will support every package going forward on this regard.
How can such small country as Hungary block everything? It means that each voice matters. For us, it's very important to save the unity between all of us. In Europe, it's wider than EU, yes, and I think our friendship is wider. And that's why even during our coalition of willings today, we had 36 countries, 10 countries more, 9 countries more than EU members. Yes, so, and of course it's very important to have Iceland, to have Norway, to have such strong partners, Nordic, Baltic, to have Canada and Japan, and all these countries are very important when they not blocking something. Thank you.
Next question from Latvia, please.
Hello, I'm Anna, representative from Latvia, and I have a question for the Prime Minister of Latvia. How do you see Europe's role in ongoing peace talks currently, and should Europe play a bigger role in them?
Yes, thank you for a question. I think we discussed today a lot how we can help Ukraine actually by engaging, but we have to be very careful because, as we understand as well, we don't want to ruin these negotiations which are going on in between US and Ukraine, and the last ones was even with Russia. So we have our own negotiation channels where we should do probably put more effort from European side, and today as well, if we are going back to the voting and vetoing, so we in Europe can push more on enhanced cooperation. That's what we have discussed today with our President of European Commission and President Antonio Costa. So it means we are looking within European institutions how we can move forward, because we don't want to put so much energy by just because what President Zelensky just mentioned, because of some countries which are vetoing something. But it means, so we are now paying for support to Ukraine military, but it doesn't mean we cannot do even something more. So we can, for example, put forward some trilateral agreements of enhanced cooperation, or we can do something more on coalition of willing. So if there will be position for ours, not just in European level, but as coalition of willing, we can show our commitments even in one step forward. So maybe it's some agreement, maybe it's a political decision. So this is how we can push forward peace negotiations.
Next question from Norwegian media, please. VG, can you raise your hand so the assistants can see you? Thank you.
Yes, Mr. President Zelensky, can you give us some insight on how the last peace negotiation was for you personally, and how do you want the Nordic leaders to support you before the next meeting hosted by the United States?
Thank you. The last meeting we just spoke, and I briefed partners, and the last meeting in Switzerland. So we had trilateral meeting. I think, had progress on only one direction, but we had it. The direction was meeting mill to mill. Yes, our military guys, they had meeting, and they accepted how the monitoring mission will work after ceasefire, if it will be or when it will be. Yes, and I think that with the American leadership, I think this is good, and we are thankful to the American team. They accepted this. So it means that we have trilateral monitoring with the leadership of the United States, but I think where we can work more to involve our European partners if they will support this idea, but I know that our partners support this idea, representatives of coalition of willings. So this is one thing, one step progress what we had. And also the positive signals been about exchange, future exchange of war prisoners, of our soldiers. We want to have them back home, and I don't want to tell now publicly what number of soldiers they discussed, but I think that huge number, and I hope that we will get exception. From our side, Russians got exceptions that we are ready to exchange and give such number of soldiers, and we will hear back, we will get back feedback from them. Next meeting during week or 10 days, this meeting will come. These two things. And I don't know if what view of Americans will be on trilateral meeting and on the level of leaders. That is this sore topic what is sides discussed. Thank you so much. And what we want from Nordic and Baltic, the strongest our supporters. Not to lose them, that's it. Thank you.
Swedish radio next, please. Can you wait for the microphone? Thank you.
Lubna Alshanti from Swedish Public Radio. Since it's 24th of February, 4 years since Russia invaded Ukraine, and it's a war that has changed a lot. And some people say that war brings up the worst and the best in people. And I would ask you, Zelensky, what kind of person has this war made you?
Tell me. I don't know. I mean, this focusing on, on only serious things, person without friends, no, with partners, big partners, but you understood. I understood all about I spoke. I don't have time for friends and for friendship, and I don't know. Older,
resilient,
wiser.
He's a tremendous guy.
Resilient.
So I have pluses also, and also minuses like everybody. I think so.
He's shown us all what leadership means.
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
Brave.
Thank you.
Thank you. The last question is from Lithuania.
But it was the question to Ulf, by the way.
Honestly, I think what we learn from Ukraine and from Volodymyr Zelensky is, of course, first that we now know far more about what could happen in other countries as well. And that was a lesson we seemed almost to forget during a decade or two. The other one is, of course, that when the worst things happen, you also, with leadership, can mobilize a lot from a country. You can mobilize all these enormous efforts and sacrifices being done for something genuinely collectively. I think that is, to say you admire it, you know, we don't admire war, we hate war, but when you are being attacked, you simply need to be able to unify a country in a way that you have done. So I think it's really worth thinking about also for those of us who only helps and don't really experience on the battlefield what you experience.
Thank you. Agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And the last question from Lithuania, from LRT Radio. No? Okay. We can have then one question from international media. Let it be Newsbox, Shelby. Please tell to whom you address your question.
Shelby Wilder, Newsmax. This is for you, President Zelensky. You are under immense pressure from the Trump administration to end the war. But what are the consequences that are being threatened or pressed to you? Is there a scenario in which you see the United States not selling weapons to European NATO allies? What is the pressure they are applying onto you if you do not agree to some deadline to reach a ceasefire?
We didn't get information from American administration and from President Trump and his team that we will not get weapon. And I think today's war is a big pressure on Europeans because only they pay for American weapon. And that's why I'm thankful to them. I'm thankful that Program Pearl works, that we can buy weapons from the America, and they didn't block these possibilities. So during negotiations, you know that we have difficult questions, and they are about territories. Mostly, everything is around this. Even nuclear station, it's also about territory, be honest. It's not, for us, it's not about money, be honest. Nuclear station, it's about principles, and it's about our land. It's our station. in the end. We know that it will work in some years. We have to invest there because it's destroyed. So it's more not about money, it's about principal things. Thank you.
Thank you. This press conference is concluded. Thank you.